you've seen the horror movies, you already know the face of Annabelle, the terrifying porcelain doll that haunted an entire generation. But Hollywood changed the truth. The real Annabelle wasn't porcelain. It was a simple Raggedy Ann doll. And the real case files connected to this innocent children's toy involved tragedy, unexplained events, and a paranormal investigation that terrified even experienced investigators. This isn't a movie script. This is the documented story behind one of the most infamous haunted objects ever recorded. The story begins in 1915 with an American illustrator named Johnny Gruelle. Gruelle designed a cloth rag doll with a triangular nose, red yarn hair, and a stitched smile. He named the character Raggedy Ann. According to a popular story surrounding its creation, Gruelle's young daughter Marcella helped inspire the doll. But tragedy soon struck the family. Marcella contracted a serious infection and died at just 13 years old. The loss devastated her father. Over the following years, Gruelle poured his grief into stories and illustrations featuring Raggedy Ann. The character quickly became a cultural phenomenon, appearing in children's books across America. What began as a simple toy connected to a father's grief would, decades later, become linked to one of the most disturbing paranormal cases in modern history. Fast forward to 1970. A 28-year-old nursing student named Donna received a vintage Raggedy Ann doll as a gift from her mother. Donna placed the doll in the small apartment she shared with her roommate Angie. At first nothing seemed unusual, but within days strange things began to happen. Donna would leave the doll sitting on her bed before work. When she returned home hours later, it would be sitting on a chair in another room. Sometimes the doll would appear standing upright near the doorway. Neither roommate could explain how it was moving. Then the notes appeared. Donna and Angie began finding small pieces of parchment paper around the apartment with childlike handwriting. The messages were simple but disturbing. "Help us. Help Lou." Lou was Angie's fiancé. The roommates insisted they had never owned parchment paper before, but the most disturbing incident came weeks later. Donna returned home to find the Raggedy Ann doll lying on her bed. Small drops of red liquid were visible on its hands and chest. The substance looked disturbingly similar to blood. Frightened by what was happening, the roommates contacted a psychic medium. The medium claimed the apartment was being visited by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins, who had died nearby years earlier. According to the medium, the spirit had attached itself to the doll and simply wanted a place to stay. Feeling sympathy for the supposed spirit of a child, Donna gave the entity permission to remain in the apartment. That decision would soon prove to be a mistake. Days later, Lou fell asleep while visiting the apartment. He suddenly woke up unable to move. He later claimed he felt something slowly crawling up his leg. When he looked down, he said he saw the Raggedy Ann doll climbing onto his chest. Moments later, he felt intense burning pain. When Lou tore open his shirt, he discovered 7 deep scratch marks running across his chest. Terrified, the roommates contacted an Episcopal priest. The priest brought the case to 2 well-known paranormal investigators, Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren. After examining the situation, the Warrens delivered a disturbing conclusion. They claimed the entity was not the spirit of a little girl at all. Instead, they believed it was a demonic presence manipulating the roommates in an attempt to possess a human host. The doll itself was not alive, it was simply the vessel. A priest performed a blessing on the apartment. The Warrens then removed the Raggedy Ann doll and placed it inside a locked glass case in their museum. According to them, the doll remains there today. What began as a children's toy created in 1915 eventually became the centerpiece of one of the most famous paranormal investigations in modern history. And whether you believe the story or not, one thing is certain. The real Annabelle is far more disturbing than the version Hollywood created. So the next time you see a quiet rag doll sitting on a shelf, you might want to look twice. If you want more real dark history and unexplained cases, subscribe. Until next time.